All right, Internet gang, I was just going to do a quick tutorial on building your own program. And I got the idea once again from this book right here, A Fun Course in Beginning Radionics by Pennsylvania Pete Radotti. And it's mostly a book of rates. And here, of course, is the locking program that I did a video on not that long ago. And they actually, on their website, Kelly Research Tech, they sell programs, and I think they mostly sell them in like test tubes like this, little jars of quartz sand. So that was basically where I got the idea. And this is a program that I made when I first got into radionics. And all this is just a jar of quartz sand. And quartz sand will hold a lot more memory than, say, a large piece of solid quartz like this. Uh, so it was a pretty cool little idea. And um, I'm probably going to make another program because, like I said, this was the first thing I ever really did with radionics. Um, Now, if you watch the video, I'll probably put a link to it on how to lock in a program. So the first thing you're going to want to do, and I'm just going to use my lock that I used for that video, is unlock your program and dial your rate. Run it for, I don't know. Usually you'll use a pendulum and it'll tell you. But usually when you're locking and unlocking programs, it usually doesn't take very long. It usually only takes like an hour or two, maybe less. So now that it's unlocked, we are, and I got this idea in particular from a radionics guy, Vrylock, and there's actually pretty much one of the reasons why I got a little gold coin was just to use as a witness sample for radionics. And so he was talking about using a gold coin on a box with the statement, "Imbue me with the greatness of gold for prosperity." So I just thought I would add that to this program that I already had. So I just wrote on a piece of paper, "Imbue me with the greatness of gold." I'm gonna place that down. I'm gonna put the gold right on top of it. I like to make sure the gold's touching the plate. I'm gonna dial my rate. And let it run. And again, you're going to want to use a pendulum, see how long you should let it run for. If I'm making a program, I'll still run it for 1 to 3 days. And then as soon as it is finished, now you can take the witness off before you lock it, or leave it on. I used to always take it off when I locked them in, but lately I've been leaving it on when I lock it in. And remember, when I lock it with the little tiny padlock that I only use as a witness sample for locking, and I actually programmed this padlock with the rates from that book for the locking program. But they sell their own locking programs in a little vial of quartz sand, and I think they're pretty affordable. I think they're like $70, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on it. So when I lock it in with the key still in, that's going to allow you to use it as like a witness sample and to clone it. So you can clone this program into a crystal or a necklace or whatever. And then when I lock it like this, it's locked for good, and it's not going to be cloned. So it's going to be secure in case you wanted to, I don't know, like let's say you're going to sell it to someone and you don't want them to use that same program to resell that same program, which doesn't seem very cool to me, but whatever. So, like I said, a lot of people just leave it off, lock it in like that. I'm just going to leave it on, put it on top. Now, I've done this for so long, I don't even need to get a stick, you know. Lock it in. And so this program that I made, I didn't have much of a structure to it. I was just kind of locking in anything and everything that had to do with prosperity. This is a money program. And, like I did a bunch of the magic squares from the Sacred Magic of Ebermel and the Mage, that old grimoire on attaining knowledge and conversation with your holy guardian angel. I used a bunch of those magic squares. I used sigils that I had made in the past for prosperity, positive affirmations. I mean, everything. I think I even used a picture of the royal family's carriage, ceremonial carriage, because it's made out of solid gold. And I forget how many tons it is, but it's like several tons of solid gold. It's kind of obnoxious, but I still, great for a witness sample. And so that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna try to make a new program and try to add like a little bit of more of a strategy to it. Put in uh, like a block breaker program and a road opener program into it. Uh, I'm just gonna try to apply like more of a strategy to it to see what kind of results I get. But this always worked really good. I used it a lot when I was first starting off, and but now I just kind of think I just kind of started using one witness sample at a time, and just dial a new rate every time that I do it. And Radionics works just fine like that. But if you guys could just feel the charge of this, I wish there was a way I could just put it in your hand so you could feel the charge. It's ridiculous. It's vibrating. It's beaming in your hand. You can really feel it. So quartz sand's pretty cool like that. And again, the locking technique, it's so cool. Because you can wear a talisman through a like a metal detector or X-ray machine. You can wear it out in the sunlight without washing away any of the program or charge. You could swim with it in the ocean in salt water without any retardation done to the program. So it's a pretty cool. And again, this book, A Fun Course in Radionics, it's an old school style book. It's mostly done with rates. So you see how all these numbers right here. So instead of just dialing like a new rate every time you do an operation, you would just write down these rates and then reuse that same rate later on. That's something a lot of the old schoolers did. They kept a book of rates, and that worked great for them. I just dial a new rate every time I'm doing something new, and it seems like it works a little bit better. And instead of dialing these rates right here on the actual dials, I had just as good, if not better, results writing it down on a piece of paper. Just write down the name of the rate, what it does, and then the rate itself, and then I would just dial up a whole brand new rate, and that worked great. But Kelly Research-TEK, they make these right here, slightly more higher end machines. They're expensive. They look pretty nice. If I was ever to get a higher end radionics machine and pay top dollar for it, I'd probably go with Kelly Research-TEK. I like the way they look. They look pretty decent. And yeah, and they sell programs. They sell a lot of these programs. So that's worth checking out on their website. If you guys find it online and everything. So just thought I would share that. Stacking your own program, the jar of quartz sand, and so, well, that's it for now. If you guys have any questions, put them down below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, I wish you all the best on your magical journey, and good luck with everything, guys. Peace out.